Alright, gonna flip some beds today. Flail mow, direct seed, and maybe a little transplanting. It's probably too hot. It's gonna be like 94 today, I think. Heat wave, but just gonna show you guys what we do here with flipping beds and using the tarps or the flame weeders or whatever. First thing, you gotta take this attachment. We got the tiller on there with the PDR, and we're gonna put the flail mower on. You're supposed to run the VCS with the flail mower in the front, so we're gonna flip the handlebars around, take these handles down, pull this lever. Readjust it to your height. Reset these. Yeah, so now reverse is forward and forward is reverse. And just start mowing. Okay, set up on the bed here. This is an old radish bed, and we harvested most everything out of it. We got a super heavy rain, and then a lot of them grew and split. So that happens. So I let it grow a little bit so we get more foliage, so that, because our soil is lower in organic matter, so I'm going to try and get more foliage mowed to create more food, etc. for the soil. And then there was a bed here that I also mowed that was, we harvested a radish and arugula from it 3 times. So beets, and then this was radish and arugula. That's tarp, but that's a 5-bed tarp that fits half of our plot. And then I'm just going to pull the excess and cover this bed with the same tarp. The height on this thing is with this little lever. See, it takes it down and up. Get it down to where you think's good, and then start it and start cutting. Alright, you can see that pretty much turned it into nothing. And yeah, that turnip bed is wilty, but that's because I harvested the bigger ones and left the smaller ones, and they'll get irrigated and come back. It hasn't really been much of an issue. But yeah, so you take all that organic matter and chop it up. The flail mower cuts like this, so everything gets chopped up like a bunch of times. It's way easier to decompose in the soil, and yeah, when you put the tarp on, wait with this heat probably just a week, and it will be ready to plant again. I'm gonna put the tarp on now. Alright, you can see the tarp's on now here. Irrigation's running over there. It's getting the tarp wet, which is actually good because it'll hold it down with the wind. And it's covered that bed that I just flail mowed, so that's good. That can set. This one's not ready yet. There's a good bit of weeds in there, so yeah. So the way these work is they block out the sunlight, but you have a dark space there, so things will break down faster. It keeps the moisture in. Any weed seeds that are exposed will likely germinate due to the dark, moist environment, and then they don't get any sunlight, so after the seed develops true leaves, the true leaves can't make any food because there's no sunlight, and then it dies. So it's really effective that way. I've got a whole tarp out here to build another plot. I can show you what it's only been it's been a week, so we'll see what 1 week under the tarp does to just straight up grass. All right, we'll check this out. Other side here. So this hot week's coming. You gotta take advantage of it because it sucks so bad. So just use the tarps now, kill this grass. Now I'll come in here and I'll probably let this sit for like a month, and then I'll build the beds, then let that sit till whenever we plant it, and we can amend it, all those things in between. But yeah, that's the difference there in 1 week with the tarp on it. All right, this next bed, I gotta flail mow this one. Behind on keeping up with these. So yeah, starting to bolt. And then up here is kale and collards, and it's too hot. They were planted in like February and they taste like trash, so just flail mow them down and get a tarp on it. Okay, all mowed down. So I got a tarp on this bed here that I flail mowed, and we'll let that sit for a week or two, and then after that it'll be ready to seed. Yeah, that's pretty much the process for flipping beds. If you're going from like, I mean, you can flail mow it and then do a shallow till so you bust the roots off the stems, and then put a little compost down on top. That'll work just fine too. Okay, this is the Jang seeder. We use this for pretty much everything. I'm gonna seed some beets with it right now, and let's show you guys how this works. So beet spacing is 3 rows at 5 inches. So you have these rollers, hopper, and you have these rollers here, and they have different etching, or you want to call them, different hole sizes and hole amounts. But so you have a roller that will do multiple crops, but each time I come through here and you take one of your seeds, see how it fits in there, and so that looks like it's going to work out pretty well. So I'm going to go with this one. So the hopper here, you can change stuff in and out. The rollers are kind of expensive, but they pay for themselves the first time you use it, so it's not really something to complain about. Yeah, so there's also this little broom here, and you can adjust it up and down so that you get the right flow or whatnot, whatever you want to call it, of seeds coming into your roller. And that's about good there. So I dump a lot of seeds in here, put the bag down, and then I spin it and then test and see how it's coming out. And that's not very good, so I'm going to adjust the broom up. Still coming out like trash. Broom up more. And you can start to, you just mess with the broom until you get the flow that you want. Yeah, when you get it set, just roll with that. Okay, now that the roller is ready, just get your hopper set up. Okay, so now you have this spacing chart here, and I know that I need 3 rows at 5 inches, so I need to find the 5 on this chart. And it corresponds with the amount of holes in your roller. 24, 12, and make other ones. So I gotta go, I'm using a 12 hole, come over to where it's 5, which is the first one. So I have to do the sprockets that they give you. The sprockets here that go onto the wheels that adjust how fast it spins and drops it. So for a 12 hole seeder, I need 14 in the rear and 9 in the front. So I'll take this out. $14, 9. You can get into a lot of efficient crop planting and seeding with this if you figure out which sprocket and all that stuff you need and the rollers for each seed and really get into it. We don't know our market that well yet. It's only been a month, so yeah, it's 14 in the rear, 9 in the front. Now that's ready to go. Put your cover back on. Okay, I've never messed with this down here. This is where it kind of sets your seed as you're pushing it along. So pushing along here, that gives you a little furrow, and then this covers it up. Yeah, it's pretty hard to trust this at first, but just trust it. We got this one because, number one, we used it last year, but it's just way better than an earthway. And if you think about it, seeding one whole bed of almost any crop, like especially carrots, you seed one bed of carrots with this thing and it pays for itself. Like, it's so worth the money. Alright, in here in the cucumber and tomato tunnel, cleared this bed out yesterday, gonna seed it today, and the irrigation from over there hits it in this tunnel and the water stops so it doesn't get on the cucumbers. And yeah, so I'm just gonna seed this real quick. Alright, sorry about that guys, the battery died. So yeah, this bed is seeded here, and I'll hand water that here soon. I was going to show you guys these cucumbers real quick. Plants are so productive, it's crazy. Yeah, so like pretty much harvesting these every day. We'll get ones this size, and we're making recipe videos. I'll probably put those on the YouTube, but I was gonna seed some other beds today, but I run the water all day and it still isn't enough to really keep up to like really get enough moisture on stuff to germinate it. So I'm gonna wait a couple more days till there's a rain in the forecast and then seed the day before. I'll show a quick update here of stuff that I've been showing on the videos all along so that you can see where we're at. It's May 28th, so I got the cucumbers, showed you that. Here's the tomatoes in this tunnel. They're coming on pretty good. So I pruned all these today, and this is the same pruning technique that we showed in the cat tunnel part 3 tomato video. It's the same method, just farther along in the plant's process. And then these tomatoes here, these are dark galaxy tomatoes, and some of the first ones are coming on now. So these are determinants, they get treated differently, but yeah, these are cool. These are my friend Possum Bottom told me about these tomatoes, so here's the other tomato tunnel. So everything in here is growing really nice. There's really setting fruit really well right now, and summer's starting to change. Here's the onions that we were planting back in early March. They've grown up pretty nice. These two beds. This one's huge right here. You can see how... Yeah, I've never grown onions before, so this is cool. And from what I understand, they'll send out a flower like garlic does, like a garlic scape, and you cut that, pushes energy into the bulb, and then you harvest when it's ready. Most of these are destined to be onion rings at the honey hog, so that's cool. So this bed here, that'll be our first summer salad mix bed. So we got more of these planted. There's one over there next to the onions, and this one. So about 2 or 3 weeks, this one will be ready to go, and that's what we'll be harvesting from for the market and for restaurants and stuff like that. Comment some ideas for videos that you want. I don't really want to do like a vlog style thing, so if it was like more focused on one subject or something, or yeah, just want to know what you guys want to see. Busy time of year, so I've been making other videos for other things and kind of had to back off the doing the farming stuff. So yeah, hope everybody's spring, now basically summer, is going good, and thanks for watching.